Hey people, it's Wednesday now, about 3 o'clock. I haven't done a video for Monday and Tuesday because, to be honest, it's kind of once you get into the second week, they just kind of repeat certain things. So nothing kind of significant has happened that much, but I thought I'd do it on Wednesday and do a shortish video. I also got this kind of blood thing I wanted to show you guys, which is just mind blowing, really. So I've managed to crop that on the website, sorry, on my software, so that you can see it's like 15 minutes long, but I've cropped it down to say 3 minutes, which is cool. Yeah, so I'm just kind of sat here at the moment, chilling out on the sofa, reading a Bill Bryson book, which has been very funny. Been laughing out loud a lot. He's getting a lot kind of more cynical and sweary in his old age. I've read a few of his books and they're all superb, so I've just been reading that for a bit. Yeah, so Monday my mum and Molly were still around, which is very cool. Went to a lovely organic tapas restaurant before they left on Tuesday morning. They got up at 4 o'clock and shot off in a cab and got back quite nicely and stuff, which is cool. Nothing much, to report really in terms of Budwig on Monday. Just had a few things, local hypothermia, the pine inhalation. Yesterday was a funny day. So I had this blood thing on Monday or Tuesday, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But I've been having these fevers or hypothermias, natural ones. I've probably had about 5 in the last 4 months. And I just you just feel a bit crap basically for the first half an hour, and then you start to shiver. And it's just like a fever, as if you've got a cold. And it's fine, it kind of goes over 45 minutes, but it's your kind of immune system basically kind of working overdrive. And I mentioned a few things to them, and whenever you get that, there's some underlying thing. So they believe that there's some kind of virus in my system somewhere. And I mentioned about a tick bite that I had last October, and they thought that their kind of ears perked up slightly and thought they might be connected to that. So they take a urine sample today, and are doing loads of analysis on that to see whether the reason I'm doing that. I mean, that's a very natural, good thing to have, a fever, but it clearly means that something's happening. And that's an interesting thing, because it means that my immune system is not only, it's kind of addressing a number of things here, including this kind of random virus that might be with me for a long, long time. So yeah, and then I got back yesterday after having this kind of fever. I just felt horrendous. I literally was laid exactly as I am now, doing nothing for about 5 hours. I took some paracetamol, went to bed and just slept like a baby. So yeah, that was pretty cool. The fact that I had that and they picked it up. I've got a meeting with tomorrow morning, David, who's the psychologist there. So he's very much in line with this kind of whole positive thinking aspect of what I'm interested in. And the whole David Hamilton type book thing really as well, which is very cool. So I'm seeing him tomorrow. So I think that's about it really in terms of what I've got to say. I'm coming back Saturday, or Tuesday, I think, can't remember. So yeah, so I think that's about it for now. So I shall try and do another video on Thursday or Friday. Obviously I'm keeping loads of kind of other stuff up to date on Facebook and things, but I shall now start talking to you about the blood test thing. So let's go and have a look at the blood. So this is a dark field microscope looking at my blood, which was taken, I think, about 10-15 minutes after it was put under the microscope. But what you can see here, so dark field microscope, black microscope, I think it's called live cell analysis, is if you look at the central area, you can see there's lots of red blood cells kicking around. And then there's a white blood cell right in the middle, which is a bit of a shaded area. It's not like the other ones, it's like a mound. And just underneath that, you can see a really healthy red blood cell just kind of hovering about. So most of them, if you sped this up, are kind of hovering about quite nicely. The ones that look like a bit like a giraffe on the right-hand side that are stuck together are basically red blood cells that are without electrons. They're just kind of unhealthy. The electrons are in food, so if you eat lots of raw food, you get lots of electrons. So they're just kind of stagnant, really, not doing an awful lot. Right, so right in the middle, you can see the star-shaped one. This is a red blood cell that's been attacked by free radicals, so it's almost been kind of whipped, really, and looks a bit kind of weird. And underneath them, you can see, underneath the star one, you can see just kind of underneath it and to the left, just ones that are a little bit kind of on their way out, really. And then at like 10 o'clock, you can see quite a few again. It's not sped up, so they're not moving particularly quickly, but they're healthy. Are just some really buoyant red blood cells. Right at the top at 12 o'clock, you can see one that's got a tiny kind of pinch coming off it, a point coming off it on the right at the top at 12 o'clock. That's a red blood cell that's got protein attached to it, and your liver should get rid of protein. So I haven't got many of those, not too much to worry about. Right, this one's got, I think this is a white blood cell right in the middle. It's got two patches there. That's yeast. So yeast is obviously not a particularly good thing for anybody, but that's a rubbish thing to have in your blood, which can be done, got rid of through detoxing and all that kind of thing. So quite a few here that have kind of lost their electrons, but what I've been told basically is that my blood is in pretty good condition, and they see a lot of people and do this kind of analysis all the time, and compared to the average, mine's pretty good, and it will become more and more good with the detoxing and the live food and the raw diet and the Budwig diet and exercise and all that kind of thing. So yeah, massively interesting. Real shame that when I looked at this, it was red. So yeah, just a shame that it was it's in black and white because it doesn't look as impressive. But it's still nonetheless an amazing thing to look at. Amazing thing to look at. So yeah, bye for now, and catch up with you soon. Take it easy. Bye.